Hey everybody, welcome to a new series. My name is pangoduck, and as you can see from the very large splash screen, we're playing City of Gangsters, which is an indie game. It's relatively new, came out a couple of months ago now, I think. And I have a confession to make. The reason I started looking for gangster games is that I started watching Peaky Blinders, which I've now finished. I realise I'm very late to that party, but we're there. We're up to date. And then I got an obsession for gangsters. Now, this game, whilst it is a gangster game, it's actually mostly about resources, managing logistics and resources, while staying away from the police, knocking other gangs out of the way. It is turn-based. It's not like some crazy real-time city simulation, and you'll see more about it as we get into it. It's a lot of fun. It may not be the longest series ever, but I would like to play it for a while. Just give it a go and give it a little bit of exposure as well, because it's a fun game. So, new game then. Let's get straight into it. For the map, we can go Chicago, Detroit, or Pittsburgh. I'll just leave it on Chicago. This is just like a random value for your person, it seems. If you want to randomize the whole thing. I am going to select English, which is going to make things slightly interesting because obviously we're in Chicago. There will be a few English people probably living near where we start, but a lot of the population is going to be American. And being the same ethnicity as other people is actually really helpful. First thing I'm going to do is customize myself. I don't really care about any of this. Let's have that face. I actually kind of like that hat. That one a bit more. Clothing wise, I mean, it's crucial, isn't it? What do we think? We could just have a vest, a wife beater. Well, let's just have the suit. That's fine. And then I also want to give it a name, which is going to be the absolute classic Duck Pango. And then the last thing that we have to do is select a starting skill and a starting personality. It's a little bit upsetting because, like, well, hooligan respect, it will tell you what that does, but then on the person, and it will, like, okay, I want to take getting territorial. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to take getting territorial, and you can see what this does. Reduces the cash cost for setting up a new front by 10%. A front being a business we take over to control the area for us and smuggle money and whatnot. And decreases the amount of time required for a front to gain control of an adjacent corner. Now, in this game, corners are essentially tiles. For all intents and purposes, imagine that the map is split into tiles, and a corner is a tile. You'll see when we get in, and I'll talk about it a bit more. So that's fine. I've decided to do that, make territory a little bit easier to collect. Another one that I kind of like is organizing crime. Increase relationship boost upon meeting new business owners of your own ethnicity. See, that ties into what I was saying. Also increase the relationship improvement from buying and selling illegal goods. So if I buy and sell with a lot of people, we'll have really good relationships with them. And allows you to have one additional active mission, which I don't really care about. But yeah, for this run, I am going to go getting territorial. And to match with that, if we are expanding a lot, I kind of figure we're going to get some people's backs up. The local hooligans, the bigger gangs, and we could be doing a fair bit of fighting. So while I do like the tyrant, organized, intelligent, and unkind, and this is where I was saying it's a bit upsetting, it doesn't tell you exactly numerically what those traits do for you. Which is, you know, it's fine. You get to understand quite quickly, and you can kind of make up your own mind just from reading it. But what I'm going to go for, which is rather more obvious, is the Brawler. Strong, agile, and ugly. A long history of hitting first and asking questions later, with the mug to match. So in other words, I want to be stronger at fighting, because when we are expanding, I'm probably going to have to fight people, aren't I? So that's the thing I'm going for. Let's generate the map. We will actually, I won't skip this on the loading screen, just so you can see how it works. Generates the whole map. The map looks the same every time, and then it just flicks through up until 1920 while it populates the city. Now then, we will read this. Don't worry, there's not going to be a ton of reading in this game, but we'll read this one. So, you finally arrive in the big city, Chicago. The year is 1920, dawn of the Gilded Age. The country is prosperous but divided. The National Prohibition Act has just made it illegal to sell, manufacture, or transport alcoholic beverages anywhere in the country. The law is seen as an attack on city residents and immigrants who don't support the temperance movement. Naturally, nobody in the city takes this law seriously. Illegal speakeasies and alcohol operations are popping up all over, and it's easy to persuade the police to look the other way. You arrive into this melting pot with a few dollars in your pocket and a family connection. You're staying with your uncle, Sidney Pango. What a guy. He has a small business in the city, and he's going to show you the ropes. But you don't want to run the family store. You dream about making it big. Oh, you dream, sorry. You dream about making it big, and this situation is full of opportunities for someone like you. Someone who's not afraid to take risks. As you get off the train and take in the sights of skyscrapers and endless crowds, you already know this is the beginning of something great. Okay. So, where you start is randomly generated. This is where we begin. Now, first things first. If you don't know how to play, and the first few times you load up the game, this looks like a right cluttered mess. I should also point out now, I'm not an expert, okay? I did the tutorial. I've done a few kind of early bits of games just to get a feel, but then I wanted to jump in and we can discover a bit more about it together. I know, it looks like a mess. One thing to note, I do have the UI scaled up slightly. In fact, let's take a look. Settings. I've got it on 125% because if I have it on 100%, I'm a little bit concerned it's going to be too small on the recording because it is quite small. I don't know. But for the moment, I'm going to roll with 125. It was actually 150 by default, but I didn't like it. It's too much. So, where to begin? Here we are. We are at this corner. You can see with our vehicle, we do have a vehicle. In fact, it would probably make sense to actually show us first. So here we are. This is all of our muscle, which is our crew. At the moment, it's just ourselves. The buildings we own one building, which is in blue. The reason this is green is because it's at the corner we're currently at. You can basically think of corners as junctions. A T-junction, a crossroads, sometimes a literal corner will pretty much always be labelled as a corner, i.e. a tile. If we zoom out, you can see the map is just... And you can see where my mouse kind of clicks over all the buildings there, but you can't see the actual tiles. If I do that, there you go. If I pretend I'm going to move, you can see I can only move to each different corner. And that will cost me movement points. I have action points and movement points. You can see I have 10 movement points. So if I wanted, I could move 10 corners in this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay? The only caveat to that, while we're talking about movement, is that you'll notice a lot of the city is kind of greyed out because we haven't discovered it. And I believe I'm right in saying, once we get to here, our last kind of discovered part, it will cost 5 movement points to go to an undiscovered part. So this will cost us 1, 2, and then another 5, so that would be 7 to actually get there. Not that we have to move all at once, you can go step by step, and that is our movement points explained. Action points we will spend by interacting with owners of businesses, talking to people, maybe attacking people, and so on. But the actual moving around is purely our movement points which are there. Okay? We've got a couple of options here. None of those matter for the moment. You can see our traits, and now we can just see a little bit more about what those actually do for us. So strong. I started reading agile. Forgive me. Strong. They can handle a weapon and load a truck with ease. Okay. Good behind the wheel. Good in a fight is agile. And then ugly. Good in forces. Fair enough. No experience yet. And we can also see what is in our vehicle, which at the moment is $100 and 1 baseball bat. That's going to be important because we're going to be shifting goods around. It's worth noting this is just a car. We go to the top of the screen, we have a bit of information. Corners under your control. 1. Yeah, that blue area for Team Pango, that's our only corner that we have under our control. Crew capacity, 1 or less. You can see that we only have 1 capacity at the moment, and that will increase as we get control of more businesses and more territory, as you can see from the modifiers there underneath. 1 out of 1 car, based on crew size and available parking. Fine. And we have 0 out of 1 cargo vehicles, because we own a car, not a cargo vehicle. We could get a cargo vehicle, but obviously that'd be very expensive. And you can see we have $150 total. And as you can see there as well, I need to stop saying as you can see, $100 stored on Duck Pango, 50 in Columbia Building Co., which is our building that we own. These plus buttons are for having a manager, a crew member managing the business, and for things like an expansion and an upgrade and whatnot. And of course we have a button that just tells us about the corner it's on. In fact, maybe that's the next step. We're going to be talking about things for a while. You don't need to take it all in, but it's important I've covered it so that once we're doing things, it makes a bit more sense. So in fact, we're nearly there. There's not too much more. Well, actually, there's a fair bit more. Anyway, so let's talk about these tiles. We'll get information about this. Also a focus view to bring the camera to the corner. It's kind of weird calling it a corner because, like I say, I get it, but often it's like a cross junction, a crossroads, that's the one, or a T-junction. It seems kind of weird, but they're corners, so okay. Let's look at the information for this corner. First thing to note, Heat. Quiet part of the city. Nobody's made a lasting impression here. Not yet anyway. Doing illegal stuff, fighting, all this kind of stuff will generate heat. And that's quite simply going to bring the policeman into play. Main ethnicity is Norwegian, actually, in this area. We'll talk about that soon, because there's an overlay we can look at. Controlled by the Pango outfit. It's in Precinct 4. Again, we'll check that out. And Officer Shirley Erickson is the police officer kind of in control of this area. And you'll notice not paid off. We can actually bribe policemen, but we do have to generate a bit of a rapport with them first. And then the only other real information is businesses, which at the moment is just one, plus our business, but that doesn't count. Just the one on this corner. Sometimes there'll be none. Sometimes there'll be a whole bunch. And respect. 129 respect for the Pango outfit. And respect, it's just influence, essentially. It's just influence. So if multiple gangs have influence in an area, then you'll see them listed here. And if you have the most, you might be on the way to actually gaining control of the territory. Okay, so while we're on that, let's go up here because we actually have info overlays. Some of them are quite self-explanatory. Controlled buildings. So we can zoom right out. In fact, you can see there, we actually can see Romano and the crew, and they have a safe house there, and we already know about that. So that's worth noting, but we don't care at the moment. You can see our Columbia Building Co. just shown really clearly. You can zoom out, and if you control a lot of the city, this will be quite useful. Known fronts. At the moment, we don't have any fronts. And that will include for other outfits as well, if we discover they have a front somewhere. Scheduled deliveries. We don't have any deliveries set up yet over here. Deliveries are going to be kind of automatic running of resources and stuff in various places. Car shops. Repairing and buying new vehicles. We don't care about that right now. We don't know any. It's worth noting at the moment. Police precincts. Here we go. What you'll notice is that it's basically color-coded. We don't know for definite that the police station for our precinct is here, but it probably is. That's where we suspect it is. It's probably there. And each precinct has got a different color with where the suspected police station is, just so that you know what's what, and there'll be a different officer probably in control of each one. Heat, self-explanatory. We don't have any heat yet because we haven't done anything. Also quite a good screen just to get immediately onto any corner we want to look at. See, we can actually see Magnolia and Bay, this corner. Romano and the crew and Kuhn and the crew actually have, or Kuhn? We're going Kuhn. Have some respect there as well. So it's worth noting. What else is there? Respect, again, obviously we know that's influence essentially. Zoning is an interesting one. I'm not sure the full extent of the usefulness, but we can actually see all the residential, all the commercial, and all the industrial buildings in a city. I mean, maybe you're looking for like some kind of industrial tool or resource. Maybe that's a good kind of indicator of where to look, you know? Whereas like in residential might be because you want to sell alcohol or whatever. And you're like, oh, there's a lot of tightly packed residential over here. Maybe this will be a good place to sell. I'm not sure. But that's that. And then finally, population. And now you can see, look, if I want to find other English people, they are nearby. So people over here will probably have a benefit to their... Benefit? That's not the word I'm looking for. A bonus to their kind of relationship with us because they're the same ethnicity. Obviously, everybody in 1920 was racist, I suppose. But fine. If we check out, there'll be, like, if we go Danish, there'll be a Danish kind of little group. There you go. But if we go American, that will be the majority. But apparently, did we say Swedish? I'm sure they... Oh, no, it was Norwegian. Sorry, I know that's offensive. Norwegian. A lot of Norwegians around us. But the English are not too far away. And maybe we want to expand in that direction for that reason. I don't know. Whilst we're up here, we also have resource overlays. So if we... Well, like... We haven't been in there yet. We'll come back. But the point is, I can check the map for where... If we know resources are either bought or sold somewhere, we can come here and immediately do that. Once we have that information. Like at the moment, we probably... Yeah, we don't know anywhere that buys or sells... Oh, what should we do? I take it back. We know, look, that Edwin's Laundromat buys brick wine. Because I've selected brick wine. You can select multiple side, you know, at the same time. There you go. You can see what they buy. Which is handy, but you do need to meet them first. Okay, we're nearly there. On to businesses. We'll look at ours first. Columbia Building Co. And this is Sydney Pango who owns this. This is our controlled building. We can speak to Sydney. All of them are going to have a little text like this. What I'll probably do is read it for these two, but in general, we're not going to read it because it's mostly just chaff. But here we go. Sydney Pango. Residents around here must be really into making homemade pickles. Stoneware crocs just fly off the shelves should we need any. And then he says, great to see you. What can I do for you? For him, all we can do is try and make use of our favors. When we have a good relationship with people, there'll be favors that they can do with us. In fact, we already have a few favors. In fact, we have 3 over there, look, probably due to ethnicity and stuff. But we can get favors. Now, they're not always forthcoming. They can be a little bit hard to get hold of. You don't really want to waste them. But if we want, we have 2 favors. It's almost like a bribe, but it's not. We can use a favor because we've got a decent relationship. If we mouse over that relationship, it's 26 positive, 6 because they're the same ethnicity, 10 because they're distant family, but they're family, and 10 they promised their parents, your parents, sorry, that they would look after you. Fair enough. We can also, while we're here, click on this button, and what that does is shows Sydney's relationships with other people. And the reason for that is sometimes we can use a favor to get him to put in a good word with people that he knows. Okay? It's not, all this information is not important right now, but I want to go all over it all once so that when we do come across it more, you'll have something to pull back on. I know it's kind of boring, but it's worth it. It's a fun game, I promise. So, let's say we wanted to use a favor. We'd go, we've got a good relationship, and you've said that you'd be willing to help me out however you can. Let's talk about that. In this case, and sometimes you'll have a lot of options depending on who you speak to and what's happening, but in this case, we've got exactly what I said. Could use a bit of support with a common friend. So if I click that, as it happens, we both know Chester Pango. Oh, it's another family member. Well, there you go. We both know Chester Pango. I could use one of my favors with Sydney to get him to put in the good word with Chester. Obviously, there's no need, because I think Chester has a pretty good relationship with us anyway. But there you go. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the rest of the buttons here, which are mostly different from anywhere else we would go, because this is our building. So it's a small lumberyard. Numerous stacks of wood, lumber, and other materials fill the yard, and the outbuildings of this small construction operation. So I mean, it doesn't look like a lumberyard, but apparently it is. I mean, there's a little bit of wood out back. There's a bit of wood out back. It's a mess, but all right. So, got a bit carried away there. The point is, we don't care about the lumber. It doesn't generate lumber for us. What it does generate, every 2 turns, a turn is 7 days, I should say. A turn is a week. It generates stoneware crocs, 20 every 2 turns, and also bottle labels. Now, I'll be honest, bottle labels are not going to be that useful for us right now. What you can do, which is lovely, is go on the COG, why did I say S? Brain. COG Encyclopedia, and everything is here. Let's get gameplay out of the way. Resources. If I go to bottle labels, convincing label for many bottles of booze, counterfeit labels go on bottles to make I assume them appear to be the real things. If you're making good booze, may as well add a little class with these labels. At the moment, we're not really going to be doing that. That seems like a bit of a later thing. However, the crocs, stoneware crocs, basic common container for making basic homemade booze. So essentially, as you'll see in a minute, these are what we're going to store our booze in. Now, the storage of the building. You can see there's the other $50. We've got 100 on us. We can move stuff around at will. You can see there are modifiers to move multiple at once. We've already got some bottle labels, and crucially, they start you off with a bunch of actual alcohol, so you can go and sell it to get some initial startup money, as well as 4 lumber. And the reason you need startup money, and the reason they give you 4 lumber, is we can do an operation, a backroom business, and this is where it really begins. We set up an operation. Here you go. We learn skills, and that will allow us to set up various stuff. So this isn't all the stuff in the game, but these are the only ones we know about now. And we don't necessarily have all the skills. See, we don't have the skill for cider making or home brew production, just because of the random start we've got. We can get those skills, but at the moment we don't have them. So what we have is making moonshine and making brick wine. However, as you know, we're producing crocs ourselves, and that's fine, 20 every 2 turns or whatever it is, because we actually need 45 every 7 turns, because it takes 7 turns to actually produce 45 brick wine. But we don't have this. We don't have grape concentrate, and if we were going to do moonshine, we don't have neutral alcohol. So we've got to buy that. Sometimes when you start, you might start somewhere that produces, well, let's say for this, maybe you produce malt syrup in your start building, but you don't have any crocs, so you have to go buy the crocs. in our case, we need to go and find one of these two ideally, because we already have the skill. We need to go and find somewhere nearby where we can source this, take it, and buy it, bring it back, and use it to produce our own booze en masse that then we can sell for more money and expand from there. We also need $700 though. 1,000 if we do moonshine, but 700 for brick wine just to set it up. And then it will take 5 turns to build. So we need to go and sell all that booze to earn money so we can set up the operation. I mean, that's really the first thing that we need to do. Sell the booze, get money, and also explore and find out what all other businesses do. What they sell, what they buy. Because you'll notice we do know what all these businesses are, but there's no information there about what they buy and sell. And we'll see in a minute. We'll find out what these guys do when we go there. The ones with question marks, we can read the sign out front. That's Holmes Pastry Shop, but we know nothing else at all about them. And we'll actually have to go there and spend an action point scoping them out before we can talk to them. Alright, still with me? Hopefully. Listen, the tutorial was long, alright? It was long. So, let's just get into it and then you will understand as we go. Before I do anything, let's load up with as much... Well, let's just do brick wine that we can carry. You'll notice we can carry 39, and the reason for that is... How much does it weigh? I mean, I've put it in meters cubed. Hang on, can I change that? Oh, I can't adjust it. You can have it in feet cubed, and I've got a feeling when I had it in feet cubed instead of meters cubed as a thing, it was 40 feet cubed, and therefore 39 feet cubed was this, and 1 was the baseball bat. That's why I can carry 39, because I think I've got about 40 feet's worth of storage. But it doesn't really matter. 1.14 meters cubed. I'm definitely changing that back when I can. What an awkward number. It's fine. The point is, our car is now 100% full, carrying 39 brick wine. It doesn't cost action points to move inventory around, so no worries there. Now, let's go then to O'Shea 5 cents and 10 cents shop. How strange. You'll notice there's an icon underneath and it's in the tooltip. They know someone who might be particularly useful to you. That is another use for favors. Some places will have icons below them once we discover a bit more. And these guys have the same icon where they can help you. They know someone who might be useful to you. Let's say I'm going to produce brick wine. They might know somebody who wants to buy brick wine. That kind of thing. But we do have to spend our favor to get that information. So, first things first, let's go and visit this business. There we go. Philip O'Shea. We already have a decent relationship. Plus 20 because they know you from way back in the day. Lovely. Again, we'll read this one, but I don't read them in general, but we'll read this one. The latest styles of apparel fill the racks at this clothing shop. Residents around here must really... This is the same, isn't it? This is the same. But anyway, must be really into making homemade pickles. Stoneware crocks just fly off the shelves should we need any. So he probably sells stoneware crocks as well. As because we produce them, maybe he produces them as well. And in fact, now that we've spoken to him, even before I go on what do you have to sell, if I mouse over here, you can see you can buy crocs. So we already know. You only have to speak to them. Note that that does not cost an action point. And neither does buying and selling unless we actually do it. So I can click, what do you have to sell or want to buy? Sure, let's see if you have something you're interested in. If you're interested, I sell stoneware crocs. There you go. We have an option. I want to buy crocs. Sometimes they might just sell stuff, they might buy stuff, or they might do both. But all he does at the moment that we know of is sell stoneware crocs to us. And we produce those. We don't need them. So that's kind of crap. You'll note if I go on the favor, because we do have one favor, we have more options because of this icon. Do you know anyone buying what I've got for sale or selling anything I need? So he'll try and, like I said, because of this icon, he might know somebody that's useful to us. Common friend. Again, we can check who he knows to increase relationships. I'm not going to do that very often in the early game. Once we get rolling, it's actually quite quick what we're going to do. And finally, our outfit wants to expand our territory. We already control this corner, but we'd like to expand beyond it. I want you to run a front for us. Is an option to use with a favor. Now, obviously, I don't really want to run a front in a corner we already own, to be honest. So we're not going to do that. Not at the moment. And that's it. So there we go. Now, what we need to do, in the very first instance, we've got a bunch of brick wine, 39 brick wine that we want to sell. We also want to find out what people are selling nearby and whether we can use any of that to start making our own booze. And of course, we'll want to come back and sell the moonshine we've got and the rest of the brick wine as well. That's the first step. So what I'm going to do is immediately start moving in areas we've already discovered, because it's less movement points, and start talking to the businesses that are here. And luckily, because we don't need to scope these ones out, unlike that one and that one, we shouldn't have to spend any action points. So let's move. You'll see we've got 10 movement points. Now we have 9. And now these have turned green because these are the businesses where on the corner that we're at. Also, if I zoom out, it will actually condense all the business, because I know this is a bit much sometimes. This is just too much. There's icons everywhere. If you zoom out, it just condenses each one into a row and you can mouse over. Like if I mouse over, it shows both buildings in one tooltip as well as what you can buy and what you can sell. So that's pretty good. Right, so let's get to it, shall we? Gilbert's Cafeteria. I'm not going to read it. All I care about is our relationship, 15. -5 due to personality quirks. -5 due to trait cautious. If we mouse over him, you can see his traits. I don't usually check them. Maybe I should be, but obviously I'm going to be talking to a lot of people. But we're plus 15. They know you from way back in the day, and we get the -5 because they're cautious, which means more trust required. Less heat produced, though, when we do illegal trades. So, what do you sell? Nothing. But this is worth pointing out. You get a feeling he trades in black market goods, but he doesn't trust you enough to say more. You would need to improve the relationship first. So there's nothing that we can currently trade, but potentially he sells stuff that we don't know about. I don't care about the favour at the moment. I'll see you around. So you can see now when I mouse over him, we can sell question mark, because we don't know. Fair enough. Let's check out Edwin's Laundromat. Plus 20. Know you from way back in the day. What do you sell? Oh, or buy. They buy brick wine and homemade beer. So let's immediately start selling some of our brick wine. That's really handy because he's close. So if we do that, I think I could use that. Offers to buy at $15 per crock. I'm sure that's the base price, but for the sake of the exercise, we'll open brick wine. And you will notice in the encyclopedia, you'll notice the base price is $15. If we wanted to, we could try and haggle. Probably at the expense of relationship. And maybe if we were buying something and then immediately going and selling it and we were trying to make a markup on it, we might try and buy it cheaper and haggle the price higher when we sell it. But for the moment, that's fine. $15 per crock, that's brilliant. So, we can talk about an exclusive trade agreement. I don't care about that at the moment. I might have some in the car right now. There we go. We've got 39 in the car. Oh, he wants to buy a lot. Sometimes they'll only want to buy up to about 5 or 6 crocks, sometimes 2. But he wants to buy 26, which is brilliant. So I'm going to shift click all that we can sell, which is 26, $390. Thank you very much. Worth noting, if we go back in and try to sell again, I might have some in the car right now. We'll buy up to 0. Won't buy any. And that's pretty much because, you know, he just bought a load off you. And the way it seems to work is that each turn, they get a little bit more demand in general if they buy it. Goodness, what a time to sneeze. So it seems like, but it doesn't go up that quickly. So if I like end turn or whatever and come back, he'll probably buy maybe none, but maybe like 1, 2, 3 crocks at most. So it's worth bearing in mind. You can't just keep coming and shoveling all of your kind of output to one person. It won't happen. So he also said, well, it's me saying I want to sell. So he also buys homemade beer. I don't have any homemade beer. Even though we're not at the store, I can click it and check our inventory. No, we have moonshine and brick wine. But that's fine. We now know that you can see from the little icons there that we have somebody to sell to in general. And we've met him. That's fine. For me, it seems like in the early game, you just want to explore and meet as many people as possible. It doesn't look like there's any businesses here, and we've discovered it, so we know that. Or here, which is kind of crap, to be honest, right near the start. I think I'll go here, which is going to be 1, 2 movement points. You can see if I hold down, right-click, there's a 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, you know, it pops up for a bit. That would cost 8 because of the discovery. But we'll go here. We've still got 7 movement points, we've got loads, and now we've got 3 businesses more to meet. There's 20... You sell grapes and stoneware crocks. Here's the problem. It's not grapes that I need. It's actually grape concentrate that I need. So that's not much good to me at the moment, but it's good to know. It's kind of sucky that they sell crocks. I should also point out, because your start is random, you can have a really crap start. I've seen other people talking about this in like the Steam discussions and stuff, saying that sometimes they'll start over loads and loads of times to actually get something that they feel is fun or playable because they have a really rubbish start, they produce something really rubbish, or they can't find anything. Fair play. I mean, I think every map is playable, but sometimes it might be a real pain in the arse if you've got to travel really far to get what you need to get going. If we happen to have a really crap start, what I'll do is I'll find another one that's not crap, and I'll cut out the recording in between. But it is worth noting. So anyway, the purple counter, plus 20 for you. You don't sell anything that we know about. You get a feeling he trades in things you don't know. Fine, don't care. You. Plus 20. Oh man, you sell stoneware crocs as well. It's kind of bad for us. Where do we want to go next? We can go down here. We've been there, we've been there, we've been there, but we haven't been here. I think we will just nip down here. There's 2 businesses. Oh, we can sell homemade beer and cigarettes. We don't have homemade beer. What about you? We can sell you cigarettes. Don't have cigarettes. Okay. Do we want to go here then? I think so. I'm just thinking, if we want to set up a front, we ought to do it pretty soon. You know, because once we set up a front, we can extort the... Like, okay, alright. Look, we're going to come back this way anyway. Let's pretend we want to set up a front in... I don't know. The purple counter. We've got a favour. We'll do it. I want you to run a front for us. Do we want to actually do that here? Well, I can still back out. So let's say we want you to run a front. What exactly is involved? It's pretty simple. First, we need to get the locals on our side and gain some respect as benevolent protectors. So keep your ear to the ground for any opportunities to throw some money around for a good cause. Cause. Got it so far? I sure do. What happens then once your respect has spread? Once people know about us and we control the new corner, our outfit will extend an offer of protection to local businesses. We will help protect our friends from misfortune. Now, if you've seen gangster movies, what that really means is we're going to pretend that we're protecting them in order to extort them for cash. In exchange, they will come here to drop off some envelopes. Yeah, cash. I'll need you to collect them for me, and not ask any questions. I know you're hesitant, but I'll also throw in $150 to sweeten this deal. Oh, that's not too bad, but... Oh, we do have $150 on us because we sold some of the wine over there. I'll tell you what, let's just do it. Let's do it. So $150, set up the front. It would be an honour to work for you. Brilliant. So we can talk details, but let's shake on it. New front open, spend $150, use up 1 favour. Let's do it. Here we go. A new corner now acknowledges that you and your crew are in charge around here. Everyone knows who you are now, and that you mean business. God, I struggled with that one, didn't I? Right, just go away for a sec. This is now our territory. Now, we don't have to expand a front in every bit of territory to own it. That's not the goal. You can see it has a special little symbol. This is our front. And now we have another option when we talk saying, how is our front doing? When they have some money to collect, it'll be here for us, but at the moment it's not. And the first thing I actually want the front to do is I'm going to say, let's talk about the locals. I need to expand my territory. And there you go. He's suggesting this corner, and he says, I have an idea for what to do next block over. Neither of us were born in this country. What ethnicity are you? Russian. Okay. Neither of us were born in this country, but we made our way. If you consider helping other new corners with civics classes so they can become citizens, I know they'd be grateful, respectful, and grateful. So your cost will be $8 right away to pay for these civics classes, and then $8 on the first of each month. The point is, you almost always have to give money each month for this corner to spread influence to the next corner until it becomes under our control. Fine, we'll do that. We'll do that. So we'll pay $8. Consider it done, we'll start working. And essentially, at some point, we'll get enough respect that this corner will become ours. That's how it works. We pay monthly. We will have to come and drop cash off for now. But the other thing we're going to do, to earn some cash which he will automatically collect, is visit the other, not the other neighbours, the other businesses nearby. Oh, I can't because I've run out of action points, believe it or not, from doing all these things. From selling over there, and from setting up the front and everything. Well, okay, we had 3 action points. We sold, that was 1. We set up the front, that was 2. And we've asked him to do this influence spreading, that was 3. So we've spent all of our action points. However, once we have action points, now that I'm speaking to another business, I'm going to say, I have great news. We've taken control of this corner. Things will be better now around here. And we're going to start extorting these other businesses for money because we're quote-unquote protecting them. Right, we've got 5 movement points. It's kind of crap because if I was in range of something we hadn't explored, I would spend the 5 movement points to explore. But we're not in range. I'll tell you what I can do, though. Come back to base and pick up some more wine, which will be worth doing. And then we'll just come back. And I think I will just end turn there, even though we've got some movement points left over, because I don't really have a use for them at the moment. So we'll end turn. That's going to skip ahead a week. People will move around. You've learned about a new resource. Grapes, yeah. Corn syrup and bottle labels. Okay, whatever. Now then. No, not you. Not you. You. Great news, we've taken control of the corner. Glad to hear someone is taking charge around here. Things can only get better now. Now, because we have a positive relationship, he's not going to be as kind of cold with us about this. Good of you to say, but we should make things better together. It would be an honor to assist. Even a small monthly contribution of $20 would help this neighborhood immensely. Walter Polikov, which is our owner here, will be collecting them. Demand payment. That's more than I can afford right now. I must decline. Surely you understand. Oh, I've not had that before. We can either back out of it or decline. That wouldn't be wise. You know what happens to businesses when a neighborhood has no protection and we destroy some of his property. Now, I'll tell you what, for the sake of hilariousness, we're going to be an asshole and we're going to destroy the property. Next morning, staff came in to discover that overnight, someone pelted all the windows with rocks and bricks in quantity excessive for even the most brazen hooligans. Oh, I'm not afraid. Yeah, so that was yesterday. He's still not complying though. Oh, I've never had that before. That's really interesting. And now our relationship's gone down. Usually they just buckle and give me money. Oh my god, they're ruining my life. Okay. You want to bust up my scuffy? We didn't finish discussing our arrangement. Don't like where this is going. I'm going to try again. Now that we're in charge, we'll make sure nothing bad happens to your business here. For a nominal maintenance fee, you do want to make sure nothing bad happens, right? He says no. Should we destroy his property again? I'll tell you what, let's not. We'll leave him for the moment. We'll try our luck over here, though, with Robert. So we don't need to... I'm not going to read this every time. I just wanted to read it the first time. Honor to assist. Oh my god, these guys don't like me. Is it because of their ethnicity? They're not English, so they don't... Maybe it wasn't high enough. Oh, he'd already heard about my extortion tactics. That was -10. And now I'm trying to extort them. So it's -20. It's all going wrong. Okay. I would advise you to adjust your attitude. Oh, we have... Oh, no, he did actually agree, though. Agree to the demand. So he is now paying $20 a month, which is good because that will easily cover the $8 he needs to expand. And he'll have $12 a month left over for us to pick up if we want. So that's how that works. And it's not just people on this corner. I think this front can expand. I think he himself can expand to 3 corners for me. I think. And then I would need to set up another front to expand from there. I mean, I can set up as many fronts as I want, but I think you're really supposed to expand from each front as you go, as far as it can. Right, good. We've earned some money. Let's carry on. We've got a full crock of movement points again. We don't have a lot of action points, though, now we've done that. We only have 1. And here's the thing. A little quirk with the game. If I spend that action point to scope out this business, even though it doesn't cost action points to go on the buy and sell screen, if you don't have any, it doesn't let you on the screen. So it's worth noting. So anyway, we've got a good relationship here. We can buy corn syrup and bottles. I don't think corn syrup is anything we need. I know we've been a bit slow on the uptake here, but I want to explain as we go. No. Oh, malt syrup. We know. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, we might have to... We don't know anybody. Looking at the icons here, we may have to pull in some favors to know a few people. It may be worth spending... I mean, how many... We have 2 favors there. 1 there. We have 3 here. Who do you know? Nobody that matters. See, if you knew these business owners, sorry, it might have been worth me... it might have been worth me spending a favor to get you to increase the relationship. Maybe you can. I don't know. We'll see. How many favors do we have on you? 2 there. Okay. Anyway, so we can buy bottles from you and corn syrup. We don't need either of those at the moment. We will use our remaining action point. Soda fountain, but you'll notice I can't go on buying and selling because I don't have an action point. Even though I wasn't going to spend that point, it's a bit janky. So what I'll do for the rest of this turn is I'll explore. Well, at least a bit, because we got 8 action points. We'll spend 5. So I won't be able to do this because it costs 5. I've got 3 left. Do I want to do anything? I could go back here to call in a favor or something. I don't really think we need to. I think we'll go back here and then speak to the soda fountain place. Well, actually, we can already see, even though I haven't spoken, on the mouse over, I can already see, look, that you sell whatever that is. And yeah, well, either way, we'll do it. Let's end turn. Oh, cigarettes. We can sell cigarettes to you. We'll come back. We don't have anywhere else we've actually scoped out, do we? No. So let's come here. We're going to have to use 2 of our 3 action points to scope these 2 out. Or to be fair, I probably should have read the sign first. Like, I can see that that's a bricklayer. Because I probably wouldn't have bothered spending the point for a petroleum company. Oh no, you do actually buy and sell. I thought it was going to be like a car place. I'll take it back. But we don't know anything that you sell until we increase our relationship. Again, we can use favors to do that if we get desperate. Oh man, we don't know anything about you either. That's tough. We'll just get rid of these businesses. We've only got 1 more action point, which is really bad. I think I will discover this corner. 1, 2, 3. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to scope out this business. I'm going to come here, spend the rest of our movement, and just see how much of the wine... Whoops, wrong button. How much of the wine can we sell to you now? 4. See what I mean? It takes a bit to actually get it back up to speed. But we'll take $60. It's a little bit of a slow start, but that's fine. Let's enter. Oh, hello, a police officer. The police officer's... Well, actually, I know why he's here. Or she. Shirley? She. I know why she's here. Because there'll be heat here. Because I've been doing illegal stuff. I've been trying to extort people. That'll be why. And in fact... Well, okay. Usually the officer will just patrol, alright? Turn up at various places. We can go over and chat to them and all that kind of stuff. But in this case, so we met the officer. What's actually happened is police are descending at corner of Blossom and Pleasant, which is this corner, I think you'll find. They're detaining anyone who looks remotely suspicious. So we could have been caught out there. And the reason they're doing that is, if we just click here and go on the corner information, the heat is 120. We got 20 from offering protection. We got 50 from our expanding influence, because we're trying to do that. And we got 50 from property damage. Yeah, all right, that's on me. That's on me. So there's a lot of heat there, and they've come to investigate. Now, hopefully they won't raid any buildings. They'll just chill out. I think, my understanding is, we could go over there now and be fine. I think it's just, if you were there when they arrived, you got detained. I think. I could be wrong. Let's double check you haven't got any more... Yeah, 2 crocs, because we did end turn. So we'll just sell that before we leave, which does use an action point, which is kind of crap. Let's get some more brick wine on. That's all the brick wine. We'll get a bit of moonshine as well. We've got $400. I'm actually going to put some of it away. We don't really need it all. Ah! We'll keep 150-ish. So we've got 2 action points. It's kind of crap, but I need to scope this place out. Pastry shop. Aha! Malt syrup. Oh, but we don't have that skill. So corn syrup, malt syrup, and stoneware crocs we can buy. It's really close, so that's good. But we don't have the skill to set up the one with the malt, right? Because it's homebrew. Malt syrup. We need the homebrew production skill, which means we need to learn it from somebody. Sad times. We might have to start calling in some of these favors to meet people. I need to scope that out. Do I want to do it now? It's bricklayers. I think I'm not going to. We're going to come home. And I might just here... Oh, I could also extort this business. I'm not going to at the moment. The policeman's kind of close. And also our relationship kind of sucks. So I'm just going to hold off. We've got enough money to pay for that expansion. So just leave it, I'd say. Just leave it. So... For sale. No, that's not what I want to do. Favor. Actually, what common friends have you got? Nah. I think we go, do you know anyone buying what I've got or selling what I need? I hear you have some inventory that might be hard to get rid of these days. You ought to meet my brother Gilbert. Tell me more. I've already met Gilbert, you idiot. No, don't put in the good word for me. That's terrible. Do you know anyone? No, you don't, because it would be on the icon. Sugar, that's annoying. You else? Well, these guys know people, but I'm a bit worried about the police officer. I don't think we need to be worried. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, man. So we got one. Do I want to just scope that out? We got 5 movement. I can't really do a ton with it. Let's just do it. Bricklayer. Can we see what we can buy, sell on there? Yeah, we can buy bricks. What a shock. We don't know any of the 3 things that we can sell until we improve our relationship. Okay. The scrapyard is... Well, surely that's going to be a... That's going to be a car place, right? Which I don't really care about. We could come down here a little bit towards the gang. I really... Like, this is a little bit of a rough start because I'd really like to have an operation going by now. Producing our own alcohol. I think we need to come back here. How much movement have we got? 3. 1, 2, 3. We can actually do it. I'm a little bit worried about ending turn there. So I'm just going to come here. End turn. Policeman might move on. Policewoman, I should say. No. Okay, we're gonna go in. It should be fine. Now, if we click on Shirley... Good morning. We have no opinion, but what we can say is, I just wanted to say we all appreciate how much law enforcement is doing for this neighborhood. Thank you. It's nice to hear that from citizens of our fair city. And now we have 5. We did it for 2 turns, apparently. Not great. And then we can suggest a bribe. Now, we don't get any penalty for doing so, but I'm not going to do it because I know it's a waste of time. Essentially, they don't trust us enough. They won't care. There's no point. What we really need to do is get somebody to put in the good word. Now, if I just ask for a favor to know somebody, I would assume that's not illegal. Oh, but so let's talk business. Love to talk, but the cops nearby make me nervous, so we can't. That's really upsetting. Can we talk to you? No. So here's the thing. Because the police are here, nobody will talk to me. You guys have favors. Let's check you out. And I will literally... I will sell anything you'll take. There we go. Right. Oh, wait, no, what? No. Oh, wait, no, you don't know any... I'm an idiot. You have favors, but they don't know anyone, do they? I need this icon. You have a mission for me. That is a mission icon. Ah, man, that's tough. Okay, do we want to head down here? I've only got 2 action points, so maybe I won't. Let's scope this place out. Oh, it is a scrapyard. So we can buy and fix vehicles here. It's worth knowing, but it's not much use to us. And then I guess we will take all 3 movement points, come here, and scope one of these out. I assume then if I mouse over it... No, we don't know what you sell. Okay, well then turn. Your respect is rising in the city. Another new corner has been added to your crew's territory. Brilliant. Yeah, we don't need that hint. So there you go. We now control this corner as well. We also can see we have some money to pick up. And we need to go there and set up another corner to start spreading our influence to. But we can't bloody do it because the copper's sat there. So that's irrelevant. Just to confirm, we don't know what you sell. Bowling alley. We can buy grape concentrate. Okay, we're in business. We're in business. It's not very far away. It's two tiles away, I should say. Right, brick wine. We're on. I need $700 and then we can start building it. And I will. We've got 500. So I need to sell. I need to sell the rest of the stuff. I don't really want to buy the concentrate. 6 barrels. It's not amazing. How much do we need to do 1 production? Oh, 6. But bear in mind, it's only 6 every 7 turns. 7 turns. It's a long time. And then we get 45 brick wine, which is quite a bit. And we can improve that later, and we're going to have more buildings and stuff. But that's kind of big. But the problem is I need another $200 to actually set it up. So I won't buy that now. We know it's there. That's perfect. What I need to do now is sell the rest of our alcohol. But we're struggling a bit. I think we'll discover this area and hope that there's something there. Our hopes have been dashed. Quite significantly. Okay. Sugar. I could end turn. I can't move there. It costs 5. I've only got 3. Could come back and try and sell a little bit more. It's a bit dire though, isn't it? I can't really use the favors. Is there any favors? Maybe we should see what this mission is, but it's 4 movement points away. And I can't... Well... You know what? Let's do it. But can I make use of my action points in any way before I do it? Not really. Screw it. We'll just go. You just met the Musil boys and a policeman. Oh my god, are you okay? What's happening? Oh god, it's all kicking off. Right. Small time struggle. I should have pointed out. These, like, yellow guys. Oh, Jesus. So we met the Hutchison crew, the Thompson crew, and the Musil boys. They're all right next to each other. That's wild. But these are just lesser troublemakers, I should say. Not gangs. Not big gangs like us. I say big gangs, you know what I mean. They're just troublemakers. It's still a problem, but they're not looking to expand. They're just there being annoying. Okay, so we've met, and we also met another officer, Alvin Taylor, who thankfully isn't here to kick off, because I imagine there's no heat here, right? Because we haven't done anything. No. So there's no suspicion. It's worth noting that they're Burton and the crew, which are over there, apparently, they've told us. I'm going to just give in the good comment, get 5 relationship. And now... No, not you. Me. Let's talk about this mission here that you've got. Do you have a moment for a quick chat? Having a hard time finding enough grape concentrate. Actually, yeah. Although I can't really afford to buy it now. We just found one source of it. But sure, I could actually use some of that. Well, we get produce from several farms every week. If you get us empty small barrels, we can have them filled up next trip. So if we deliver 8 small barrels and $250, we'll get some. Sounds like the start of a fruitful relationship. I'm going to take this mission, even though at the moment I don't want to spend money on barrels because I need to get the money to set up my operation. And I don't know anyone that sells small barrels, I don't think. We can check. But I don't think that has a time limit. So we can only have 3 missions. That's fine, but we'll just keep that one there. If we go on resource overlays and go small barrels, can confirm we don't know anyone that sells small barrels. Look, if I grow grape concentrate, we know we can buy it there. We only know one place to sell brick wine. How sad is that? We need to earn a bit more. There's probably other buildings around here that do, but they don't trust us. Right, so anyway, the Thompson crew are angry. They don't like us immediately. And the Hutchison crew as well. I don't care. We are a brawler. We could go up there and kick off, but I don't really see the thrill in that. It appears that you've left our corner, which is really good news. So let's go and talk here. How is our front doing? I believe you have something for me. We can pick up $12. I'm not going to because... Oh, can I not get you to expand? Oh, no. We need to go on the favors, do we? No? Do I have to pick up the money first? Maybe. Maybe I have to pick up the money. Just wondering about common friends. Ah, Shirley. Okay, I'm not going to do that now, but we can actually use a favor to get increased reputation. Well, not reputation. A better relationship with the police officer. And also, oh yeah, I want you to... Oh, we've got to use up a favor, but do you know anyone buying or selling stuff we've got? I do indeed know someone who would buy that booze you have laying around. You should meet my friend Eileen. That better not be Eileen. Tell me more. What do you mean? Oh! Well, maybe that's one of the hidden things, and maybe she'll trust us because of Walter. So let's do it. I trust your judgment. Put in the good word. Oh, look at that. Now she buys something. I think the moonshine. New connection, Eileen Lewis. Brilliant. Okay, that's really big. So let's collect the money. How's our front doing? I believe you have something. Good job, we're back next month. Now if I go on, how is our front doing? There we go. I need to expand my territory. This corner, $10 a month, but that's fine. I'm not going to read the fluff. It doesn't matter. Okay, good. That's fine. We've just given over $10 for that. More than worth. And now, how many movement points we got? Oh, 7 movement points, but we don't have any action points, so we can't sell over there anyway. So what I'll probably do is discover this corner for 6. No businesses. That's kind of bad. All right, then turn. What's this? Duck Pango has gained experience from all the hard work. See what ability they should improve. So, essentially, we can pick between fighting, movement points, or action points. I kind of want to lean into fighting, but at the moment, I feel like action points are holding us back. So I'm going to go Smart Opportunist and get more action points per turn. Crew is becoming more time efficient. They're starting to understand the urgency of the opportunity in front of them. Lovely. Right. We don't get the action point this turn, but you'll notice points generated next turn, it says 4. Now, let's go here. Eileen, I've recently found out... Oh, yeah, there we go. Now we can sell the moonshine. So there you go. It's important to use these opportunities when you get them. 14... Wait, I only have one... Oh, sugar, I only have one, don't I? Because I couldn't carry it because I've got all the brick wine. Wait there. We have 9 movement. This is fine. We'll spend 3. Shovel that wine away. Get the moonshine. Fill the rest with wine. 3 to get back. Quick. Buy the moonshine. Damn, I forgot. That's fine. You'll buy 13 crocs of it. Fine. And now we have enough money. We only have 3. Oh, no, 3 movement points is enough. Oh, the legend. Here we go. Here we go. Let's just put everything away for a sec. We need to have the money in storage to do the setup. So I've got to have $700 in there. I will be cheeky and take out the other 10. In fact, what am I doing? We're still going to try and sell this. Take it out. Here we go. New operation. We now know that we can get hold of grape concentrate, so we're going to set up a backroom brick wine operation, which is going to require crocs, which we're producing. We've already made 80 while we've been messing around, and 6 concentrate every 7 turns, which is doable. I'm sure we can handle it. We also have a mission to get more of it, right? So that's fine. Cost of materials to set up, $700, 4 lumber, which we've been given, 5 turns to do it. Build. Are you sure? Yes. Brilliant. And then we're going to get brick wine all the time. So we officially have, like, we're not going to run out of money. We have something that's going to turn up eventually that we can sell, which is just brilliant. We have no movement and we have 1 action point. You know somebody, but it was you. But it will increase. To be fair, now that I understand a bit better, it's worth doing this, meeting this person again, because we might unlock something we can actually sell. No? Common friend, but you know somebody, don't you? Or have I already ruined that? I could try and extort you, but we still don't have the best relationship. Okay, I don't seem to be able to do it. I wonder if it's because of this. Maybe that blocks it? Or maybe I can only do 1 per turn or something? I don't know. We need to end turn anyway before we can do much. I can't move. There's no reason to do fate. Or was it you I was doing the... No. Common friend. I mean, I could improve our relationship with somebody that's hiding what they can buy and sell. Pastry shop could be an idea. What about you? Oh, that's how... Oh, sorry. That's what we could do as well. Probably that's why. Gilbert O'Shea. We've got Josephine there, but Gilbert, he wants to buy 2 things we don't know what they are. Let's do it. Let's, for the sake of science, although we only have 1 favor there and we've got 2 here, so let's do it from Uncle Sydney. Oh no, you don't know that person. God damn it. Okay, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna use up our favor with Philip for Gilbert O'Shea. Yep, use up the favor. Yeah, he's my brother. I should put in the good word. There we go. Relationship increased. Can we now see what... Oh, look at that. We can sell... What is that second one? Moonshine? I forget the... Yeah, that's moonshine. So moonshine we can sell. We don't have any... Well, we have a bit more moonshine. And you also will buy cider, but we don't have any cider. There we go. It's all about who you know. It's all about who you know. So that's the end of our turn. However, I've been sat here yapping away for an hour. So we do need to end the episode. I know it's been a lot of information and we haven't got very far, but hopefully it's made sense so far. There's a bit... We're nearly there in terms of understanding. There's a bit more to go at. Once we have 5 corners under our control, we should increase our crew capacity. Then we can get someone else, we can get them a vehicle, and we can do whatever we want with them. In fact, we could install them as a manager in this operation, depending on what their personality and skills are like. And then get upgrades, expansions, whatever. But what I'll probably do is set them up on an automatic delivery route where they're going to go and get all the materials we need, well, i.e. grape concentrate, bring it back, pick up the wine and go and sell it automatically on a route without me doing anything. That's the next step in our expansion. Right. That's going to be it then for today. If you made it this far, listening to me just talk and talk and talk, then well done. I appreciate it. Hope you have a fantastic day, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.